Marc Butler is an assemblyman who will be spending his final days in the assembly, and he's on the line with us right now. Good morning, Mark. We wanted your take on this story yesterday.
Well, good morning, Bill. I appreciate the opportunity. Listen, you talked about me entering the final days of my tenure. I happened to be in Albany yesterday starting to clean out my office when this story broke. So talked to a few folks in Albany and got a sense of this. Bill, people are getting so frustrated with the politics of personal attack.
Yeah.
You see it. We saw the results from the primary last week, voter turnout low. I think we've entered a new phase here in politics, and it's terrible. And to use these stereotypes, conjure up these images of people in trench coats in the phone booth on the corner watching your apartment. I mean, come on, this is absurd. This is supposed to be a leader, a community leader, and to dredge up these age-old B-roll movie stereotypes. Yeah. It's just. I think it's bad politics, and I don't think it works in her favor in any possible way.
Do you? It's very interesting. There is probably a 10% undecided out there, but I would think if you're undecided right now, because Tenney's going to have her supporters, Brindisi's going to have his supporters, and that undecided, especially with the current climate, I would tend to believe are more Republicans who are not fans of Claudia Tenney, but feel that a vote for Anthony Brindisi is a vote for Nancy Pelosi. This type of dirty pool, dirty, to me, it doesn't benefit Tenney. It could be the one thing that turns those people to say, you know what, I'm going to ignore the Pelosi thing. I'm voting for Anthony Brindisi.
Well, and a good portion of her campaign, and, the president was here, but we need to hold that majority. Her seat is vital. If you're a good Republican, you absolutely have to vote for her, or Nancy Pelosi will take over Washington, and it's the end of the world as we know it. Again, preying on people's fears. Look, if the future fate of our nation depends on one seat and Claudia Tenney's seat, I think our problems run much deeper than anybody's admitting. I'm just mystified and why this has happened. Look. We get it. We all get threats. I've had people threaten me. I've had people threaten my staff. It's a part of the job that we have to live with. They had to bolster security in Albany over the past few years because of concerns about everybody's concerned about it. And as public officials, we deal with issues that are very emotional, and people get swept up with those emotions. But to fan the flames like this, I just think is bad politics.
Well, Mark, will you endorse in this race?
I thought I just did.
Boy, I'll tell you.
Well,
that's a funny one.
There we go, Mark. I appreciate that, and your candor is greatly appreciated.
All right, Bill. Anytime.
Right. Marc Butler.
All right, bye.
All right, thanks so much. Republican Marc Butler.
Just a quick note.
I thought I just did. Basically an endorsement for Anthony Brindisi.
We've talked a bit about the undecided vote here. According to the Siena, who did they do it with? The Siena poll and Spectrum News.
Spectrum, yeah.
District-wide, 6% of Democrats were undecided or didn't know. 9% of Republicans were undecided or didn't know. The biggest pool was 14% of independents were the ones who maybe hadn't made a selection yet.
And you got to wonder, how do they react to this? If you're Claudia's base, and if you're believe me, my feeling is if you're playing to people who are anti-Italian, there's a chance that maybe they're already voting for. They got to be already voting for Claudia, right? If you're anti-Italian, you wouldn't be voting for Brindisi. So if you already have them, I think the risk is greater to lose than it is to gain. That's just my take on it. And for what it's worth, we'll find out, won't we, in November. Got a break.